Hey everybody, um, different video. I'm going to try and make an owl. So, ignore the mess. I was doing got this deer head I was working on. Still have to go back and want to fill these up with weld and re-grind it so it's all perfectly smooth. So that way, then I'm going to polish it all up so it's like a mirror. But for now, I'm going to start working on this owl as a gift for someone. So I got the barn owl. I got this photo printed out. From what I read online, they're like 13 to 15 inches tall. So taking into account the paper is probably 11 and a half, whatever it says. Size based off of that. So what I'm going to do is probably cut this rod about 10 inches. And I'm going to build the eyes and the beak off of the rod. And then this will kind of be like it's like a spine, I guess you could say. And just build everything up around that. But yeah, I'm going to cut this 10 inches. And then we'll make the beak and the eyes off of that. And then kind of start forming the head around all that. So let's get started. So looking at some side profiles, they're pretty angled, their bodies. So I bent this a little bit, tried to curve it, and then the nose kind of sticks, or the beak kind of sticks out like an inch past the eyes. So I think what I'm going to do is take some of this box tubing, weld this on top, and I'm going to weld these little balls that I got off of Amazon. I'm going to weld those as the eyes on the front of the box tubing, and then I'll have the beak coming down and curving out from the front of that. So it's like the beak's kind of straight or flat, I guess, on the front, but it's also like curved, but it doesn't stick out. So that's why I'm thinking I can kind of just go out about an inch and curve it, and the eyes are kind of going to be straight on top. But I had to bend that to get it to flow with the body a little bit. Their bodies are kind of even more angled than that, but I want it to be able to balance. So I don't want it to be too front heavy. I'm already going to have to figure out some sort of base. So we're going to go with this. And yeah, I'm going to weld the box tubing on there. I'm going to take some measurements, get how far the eyes are apart and how far down the beak is, and go from there. All right, got the eyes in. It is a little over, but based off of this, they are exactly 2.5 inches apart from outside to outside. So now from the center of the eyes down, that will stay, center of the eyes down to the bottom of the beak, right around 2 inches. So I'm going to get a probably like 2.25 inch piece and have it come out and down, have it curve just enough to come like an inch out, and then we'll build off of that for the beak. All right, so this is where we're at now. So I got this, welded that rod. I kind of bent it, not really. And then I took some of this flat bar steel, welded that, and then I actually welded it so I could hold it and then cut it. So then what I'm going to do is just weld in, oh, there we go, focus. I'm going to weld in this on both sides and kind of round it, and then I'll just kind of shape it with the grinder, and then it'll get a better idea of it. So got that for now. I don't know why it's not focusing. There we go. All right, this is where we're at. I have the, if it focuses, focus. I have the beak shaped up. So I did measure it. The top of the beak is about 1/4 of an inch, or where'd my tape measure go? Oh, I think it was 1/4 or half. So 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch, basically 1/8 at the tip. So that's, can't even see that really. 1/8 at the tip. And then I actually have it wider. Just about an eighth inch wider at the top. That's about 1 inch long, so that's what I got. So now what I'm gonna start doing is these are actually 3/32 steel TIG welding rods. So I'm gonna take these and bend and shape them off of this. So, and I'm gonna build kind of like a cage for the head that I can kind of piece in with the sheet metal. So I'm gonna start by getting this ring, this little head ring. I'm probably gonna have this, do this shape, and I'll have it come down right there, kind of like I guess like a horrible oval heart type of thing. It's gonna come up, bend around, bend back, so that way I can weld it right here, and then get that ring, and then hopefully kind of build back off of it and down. That's the idea, at least. So we're gonna try with that, get the head structure in place, because I feel like that's the most important part. I feel like the body is not easy, but easier than the head, because that's kind of telling me what it is, or else I don't want it to just look like a standard bird. So got these, got them on Amazon, like 2-day shipped. I don't even remember how much it was, but we're gonna get that going. All right, this is where I'm at now. Looks kind of silly, but got the shape based off of that, and then I just added this little structure thing, but it's pretty sturdy. So check the measurements, everything seems fine. So basically I'm just gonna build off of that. So yeah. All right. Ignore my voice, I got a little sick, but it's the next day. I made these rings around the eyes. I basically just took the TIG rod and a socket. I found the right size that I wanted to use. And then I wrapped it around that, got the circle, welded it on, and then I got this, I think it's called X board, off of Amazon. Tremaco X board. So it's basically just a good template cardboard. So I made this, and then it's looking like I'll do that, and then I'll kind of have the ends bend out a little bit so the eye's like kind of recessed, and then I gotta have it go behind the beak and then round up over there. So I'm basically gonna make 2 parts of that, one for each side. And then I'll border it and go from there. All right, so this is where I'm at. Got this piece, took it over on the anvil, kind of rounded everything out. So should fit up like that. I'm gonna tack that around the eyes, and then I gotta make the other side. But so that's where I'm at so far. So did a couple things. And I'm not gonna lie. Oh, hey. I think I'm gonna start over. Because I just think I'm making it way too heart-shaped. And I don't know, not feeling it too much. I might keep trying a little bit, see if I can convince myself into liking it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try and make some more shapes and see if I like it. But for now, I am not. All right, I think what I'm gonna try and do, instead of restarting it, I'm gonna make a new template. I don't even know what happened with this because this template I made doesn't even match that. So I don't know what I was doing. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of do what I did here, frame this, but I'm gonna round that out more so it's not as much of a heart shape, and then I'll kind of fill in that gap. And then I think on this side what I'll probably do is cut that bar off, kind of do the same thing, have a new bar come down a little bit more, and then fill that gap in. So that way it rounds that out a little bit more. And the other thing I'm looking at is how high that comes up. That's also giving it that heart shape. So I'm gonna chop that top off, probably just with these tin snips. Should be able to get to that. And yeah. So I actually put the photo over and traced it on the front, and it bled through, and then I retraced that. So now this is my shape. So I think what I'm gonna do is make that shape out of one rod. Just have it go all the way around, and then I'll weld that, and then any gaps there is, I'll fill that in. And I think that's how I'm gonna play it, and I'll should be getting a much better shape out of that. So I think I got it pretty close. I kind of ovaled it a little bit more, but I think that's in a much better shape. That was way off. So I think what I'm gonna do is basically just tack weld this straight over it because it's smaller. So it should give me a pretty good idea. That's probably gonna get all blended in behind the weld anyways. So if I just tack weld this straight on, probably bend the metal up out to it, but should be better. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, much better. I feel like that at least looks like a kid's drawing of an owl. So now hoping my measurements or dimensions on this are kind of right. I'm gonna measure the width of the head, and then assume it's a somewhat symmetrical circle. So I'm gonna get that. Let's see. We have, we're looking at like right around 5 inches, a little bit under, but we'll call it 5. Actually, you know what? Accounting for the width of the rod, we will do like 5 3/4 or 4 3/4. Sorry. So I'll do a 4 3/4 inch circle. Or actually, I did have this. See, this is off of the Oldsmobile. See, maybe I can just, let's call this like 4.5-ish. Maybe I can go around this and then kind of widen it off of that. But it'd be nice to have something hard that I can clamp that wire to and wrap it around to get a nice symmetrical circle. So I might do that, and then I'll kind of stretch it out, and it'll at least be somewhat symmetrical. So I'm gonna do that. All right, that could not have worked out any better because, let's see, I wrapped it around this, bent it completely. I pinched one side, bent it all the way around, and then pinched the other end of the rod and bent it back all the way around, so that way both corners or both ends of the rod were bent. And then I just tack welded it together, and this is actually exactly 5 inches. So now what I'm gonna do is go like that. And then after I tack weld that into place, I'm gonna build one radius going that way, and then a radius going off that way to meet that. And I'll kind of have like a dome I could build off of. And then maybe I'll start shaping the body, or I'll complete the head and then do the body. Not sure yet, but I'm gonna get this head shape first. All right, so this is where we're at. The shape's better. I feel like I'm making the head too big, but I'm just gonna continue filling it in, and we'll see. I don't want to keep stopping and changing stuff. I feel like it's more of just a trust the process thing. So I got this bar in, and I'm gonna kind of, I don't know, once I start getting this section filled in on the face, then I'll probably just put sheet metal to wrap it, because obviously there's gonna be a lot of texture right here, so I don't want to just put sheet metal. So I'd rather just put big globs of welds, so then I could grind it and shape it a little bit. But this is where we're at so far. All right, guys, this is where I'm at. Been adding a lot, so as you can see, lots and lots of pieces, but I'm pretty happy with the shape. I'm glad I didn't restart again, because I almost did. I kind of just trusted the process and started building up. So I'm gonna start filling in the dome. I'm probably just gonna do sheet metal. Maybe I'll run a bar across the middle, and then maybe one like diagonal like that, and then just piece that in with like 3 pieces of sheet metal. This should be able to wrap around with 1 piece. I'll probably do another bar wrapping around. I'm gonna have to get more rod. I've just been using, this is 3/16 steel rod. Over here I also have 1/4 inch, I think, but that's super thick. I might do that for the front of the body. And then what is this? I think this is also 1/4 inch. And then I have, what is this, 1/8 inch, I think. Oh, that's 1/4 inch too. Wait, no, that's way bigger than that. So what is that? That's probably 3/8, I think. So yeah, I got 1/4 inch and then a bunch of 3/8. I got like little bands like that, little flat bar. So yeah, I'll probably have to get more. I've already went through 2. Oh, you know what? Is that a little piece? Oh, that's a bolt. But yeah, I've already used, I think, like 2 sticks of this. I think it was probably more like 1.5, but I've already cut a good amount off of that. They're 3-foot sticks that I get here at Ace, but they've been coming in handy. So yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to give a quick update. I'm gonna try and start filling in this back. Once I finish the head, I'll probably take the grinder, or maybe the die grinder / Dremel, whatever you want to call it. Start shaping it up a little bit, and then I think I'm gonna add another bar here to like kind of finish off the chin area before I go down into the body. I don't know why I want to do that. I mean, you can kind of see, I feel like the body doesn't really start till like there, so it's a decent gap. So I think putting one more bar of the 3/16, or maybe a 1/4 inch, just to bring that down a little bit more, and that should be good. And then we'll start the body. But yeah, that's where we're at. All right, this is where I'm at currently. I kind of gave like a rough shape to the head. Obviously, I still have to weld all that solid. And then I kind of started shaping out the body a little bit. I kind of wish I went down a little more and then made this a little more aggressive. But we'll see. We'll see, because I feel like looking at it from the side, it kind of makes sense. I can kind of have that coming out as like the tail or wings or whatever you want to call it. And the feet can kind of come out. The feet can kind of come out and forward. I kind of put him at a little bit of an angle like that, because that's giving his face flat. So he's kind of leaned forward a little bit, so it might work into my advantage. I have to get more 3/16 rod. I'll grab that tomorrow. But I've just been throwing the TIG, or these filler rods in, just to kind of get like a cage or some sort of shape going. But this is where we're at now. Tomorrow I'm gonna get more 3/16 rod, and I'm gonna get more of this 1/8 inch flat bar, 1/8 inch by 1/2 inch, and then hopefully we'll start getting the shape of the body. But pretty happy with the shape of the head. I mean, I could have done a little better on it, but I'm kind of hoping I can shape it a little better in sanding. But I definitely want to get the body done next, so that way I kind of have at least a good idea of how it's gonna kind of turn out. But yeah, this is where we're at now. So I actually decided, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build this body, and then I'll build the wings on the outside of that. So it's gonna be a little bit wider than that, and not as like torpedoed at the bottom. But this will be like kind of like the inner structure a little bit. And then when I put the wings on it, I'll be able to kind of round it out a little bit more and go off of that. But yeah. All right, this is where we're at. I got this little base down here at the bottom. And then I kind of built these wires with 3/16 rod. And then I got these 10 like feather looking things. I got to take a file, and I'm going to round out all the corners and everything. And I'm just going to go through and tack weld. Like, I'll tack weld all these, do this row, and then I'll do this other row and make sure it goes down past that. Get that, and I'll go all the way up. And then up here, I'll probably change the direction, do like sideways ones or something, or short ones at least. But that's where we're at for now. All right, this is where we're at. I got the first batch of feathers down in at the bottom, and then I'm gonna make more up to this one, and then that's when I'll turn them sideways. But that's where we're at so far. Pretty happy with it. I obviously have to make more. What are you doing, dude? But that's where we're at. I'm going to Daytona tomorrow, so I got the 51 all prepped to drive up there. So this actually won't be getting touched for the rest of the week, but this is where we're leaving it off. So pretty happy with it so far. All right, big skip ahead, but we got the feathers all done on the front. So these ones down here, I basically made them 3 inches long, and they are ranging anywhere from like 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. This one's actually wider, or like, I don't know, some of them, they're kind of all over the place, like 1 inch, 3/4, 1/2 inch. But then these ones
I made 1.5 inches by like 1/2 inch to 3/4. So just so that way it kind of switches it up a little bit. But now I have to build the back, but currently I'm clamping it with this rod. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build the log that it's gonna be sitting on. So that way I'm basically gonna mount it onto the log. So that way it's on the log and I don't have to get to that bar anymore. Right now I'm kind of just figuring out how long I want it. I kind of am thinking like just the same length of the owl would be the most appealing. I mean, I'm kind of gonna have a thicker log going down the middle, and then I'm gonna have these, I'm gonna round these off. So I'll probably add like 2 beads down it and then I'll sand it down just to get it more of like a round tube. This is just what I had laying around. So I'm just going to use it because it's free. But I'm thinking I'll have 3 legs, so to speak, come out of the end, and it'll basically be 2 like a tripod, and this will kind of be sitting at an angle, and then I'll have a 3rd one come out and up, and that's where I want to have the owl sit on too. So yeah, we're just going to be figuring out the sizing basically, but almost there. All right, figured I'd give you guys a quick update. I've kind of locked in for a little bit, but I actually ended up running and grabbing this 3/4 inch round bar, and also this. I cut the sticker off, but this is 5/8 round bar. I got this 3/8 too, but I haven't used that yet. But so I used 2 of these pipes. First one I just kept straight, and then the second one I cut I think 4 notches and bent it, and then I took this, just made some staggered cuts out, try and give it like a live edge look. I still got to go back, fill in these. That's where I cut it off to get the scrap piece. But this one I believe is the 3/4. This one's 3/4. Same thing, I kind of cut it. I think I did 2 cuts there, and then I did 1 cut there, so it kind of goes down and then back off. This one right here, this is the 5/8 one. I just did 2 cuts right there. I'm still gonna do, I want more of an angle on that piece. And then I'm gonna kind of V it out right there. Same thing on this one, gotta mess with that. And then I'll do something with the edge over here. I'm thinking on these sections, I might do kind of how the branches, some tree branches have like the circle or the oval in the bark. I don't even know what you call them, knuckle or something. I'm thinking about doing that just to give it a little bit more of a real feel. Yeah, that's quick update. All right, skipped ahead a little bit again. Been having some nights where I've been in a rush, so I haven't really filmed much. Obviously, branch is done. I got little, I don't even know what they're called, like knuckles or whatever you want to call them. Tried to make both like live edges on the ends. Gave it some curves. I'm not really happy with these, honestly. I wish I shaped them before I welded them on. I used just this 3/16 rod, but I welded those on and then tried to sand them, but I can't really. I'm gonna order like mini Dremel bits or die grinder bits and see if I can shape it a little better. But that's all I can do with everything I got. Like, this is too big. I'm hitting both sides and it's just messing it up. Same with this, just kept getting eaten up and rounding out, so I can't really get into any of that. But this is where I'm at so far. Started sanding the face a little bit more. I still have a lot to sand, but now I can finally start doing the back, and I'm gonna start texturizing this whole section. But this is where we're at. Pretty happy with it so far. So it's getting pretty late. It's like 9:30 right now, so I don't want the compressor to keep kicking on sanding, so I'm gonna call it for the night. But that's where we're at. All right, this is what I got going for the back. So I flip this around, spin it around. Then, so this is the front, kind of building the wings like that to where this top section is gonna overlap the whole thing. And I'm kind of just gonna have the wings kind of be the whole back. So that way from the front, you can tell that there's wings tucked in. The back, it's kind of just gonna look like it's flush on the back, if that makes sense. So, but that little bit of space there is gonna show that it's a separate part, but then it's gonna kind of fade into it, and this top section will be fine and wrap all the way around. So this, if you can even see that, that's kind of how I have it. So the wings are gonna go there and wrap down. So I think what I might do is, if I have enough sheet metal, which I actually don't know if I do, I'm gonna basically get one piece and just kind of cover that whole thing, because it's all gonna be welded with the wings. But that will just give me a base shape, and it'll make it a lot easier I can place these bottom wings wherever I want, place everything where I want. So then once I get the wings on, or not the wings, the feathers on, it will give it that whole shape. These side feathers are just gonna hang down a little bit further, and I'm hoping it's gonna come a little bit to a point at the back, but I can't have it stick down too far. I'm assuming I'll probably have it stick down to like somewhere in that area down here. But that's where we're at. I also got these bits. I can't wait to clean this bench off when I'm done. But right now it's just a mess with this whole situation. But so I got these little bits here for the Dremel. Comes with like 4 to 6 of each kind. So gonna use these, help shape the feet, hopefully get all in that area better. But that's where we're at. All right, this is where I'm at. So I got the TIG wire, kind of gave me like a base idea of where I wanted to go. I had to make some relief cuts down here so I can get it to curve out, and also that way. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm still practicing on that. But then I had to run a TIG wire around here to kind of hold these little flanges, or wing things, whatever you want to call them, kind of in place. And now I got a bunch of feathers here that I'm just going to be cutting and build them up just like I did on the front. And these are just going to go all the way over, overlap probably up to here, and then I'm going to do these sideways ones all the way around. And then I had to texture the whole top. Then it's just sanding, shaping, a lot of it. All right, this is where I'm gonna call it for the night. It's 8:30. I'm going to have some dinner, but this is where I'm at. So I'm actually pretty happy with it. So you can see I got the feathers kind of swooping out. Whole bottom's kind of jagged. I'll probably fix that and try and make it a little more mellow, but I don't mind it right now. I started going up, but then I was going up too fast, and you could see the wire, but I mean, I could just cut that. But anyways, so, and then these edges, what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna hammer them in to kind of fold that flap over, just like that. So like there's still that gap right there, to tell that it's separate, but it's not like a sharp edge. So that's where we're at right now. Looks pretty good. Obviously this is all gonna be textured, so it's gonna look a lot better. That's all gonna be textured as well, so. But the shape's getting there, so that's all that matters. All right, so worked about 4 hours on it today. I did some yesterday too. Yesterday I got the feathers on the back, probably like up to there. And then today I finished the rest of the feathers on the back. So that's the shape we're looking at. So I'm actually really happy with that. I think it flows back good on the bottom. And then I put a piece of the 3/16 rod right there to give it that quick flare out. And now I just have to texture this whole back of the head. Made the feet a little bit bigger. And then I've been going through with this Dremel bit, these diamond shaving tips. I don't even know what they're called, to be honest. But just been going around the eyes, going around the face, just kind of mellowing it out to make it like a nice smooth curve there. Yeah, I mean, I'm basically just, once I texture the back of this head, I'm just on shaping. So that's what I've been going through. I think I'm gonna have to go through here on some of these deeper spots like there. Probably just maybe some up here. Just go in these deeper spots and add some more welds, so that way it is smooth. Maybe some more up here, but this is where we're at right now. So definitely happy with it. I think the wings turned out pretty good, because basically it's just enough to tell that's separate, but they're not sticking out too far. You can still see that rod in there. I welded it probably 1/4 of an inch past that, and then just took the hammer and hammered it over. So it folded it over, hid that rod, tucked them in a little bit. But extremely happy with that. So that is where we're at. Just wanted to give a quick update. All right, so I got this tripod set up now, so should be a little bit easier to film. But this is where I'm at so far. I've just been taking that the 3 30-second TIG rod. I've just been going around, just laying it down, and then I'm gonna go through and fill everything in with some welds. Right now I purposefully have my voltage and wire speed low, so that way it actually builds up and out instead of going down into the metal, like if your settings were right. So I'm just trying that so far. I mean, that's really, as far as this goes, that's mainly the last part. I might add some more right here. Get back. But might add some more right here. You can see on the top here, I added some more. So I had to go down and sand that. And then I'm gonna be coming back with the Dremel and just kind of shaping everything. There's a couple spots around the nose that I want to build back up. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. The shape of the whole owl I'm pretty happy with. I might go back with a wire wheel at the very end just to get it all textured the same, or sanded the same. I mean, I don't know how you want to say it. Or even maybe like not a polishing disc, but like not like fully polishing, but the little roll-lock disc. They have these ones that, I mean, well, it's not gonna take any material off, but I guess it'd be kind of like a wire wheel. So that's where we're at. This is a gift for my mom, so she comes in and out. Right now she's not home, so I got a little bit to work on it. But whenever she gets home, I don't really want to work on it in case she walks out here. But that's where we're at. So I'm just gonna keep adding some TIG rods. I got that whole pack on Amazon. Bench is a mess. It'll be cleaned up once I finish this. So, but I got all of these. It was like $30 on Amazon. So it's definitely worth it because I can just use them for really any projects. I'm gonna custom build the dash in the Model A. What's up, buddy? I'm gonna custom build the dash in the Model A. So, oh, okay. So that's where we're at. So we're gonna get to welding. So I'm just gonna get started. I'll probably throw on a fast forward or time lapse and get going. Alright, so I got the whole back covered in the TIG rod, and there's a lot of welding to do. I gotta fill this whole entire thing. This section on both sides, I tried to just do weld, like this is literally just welds that I just had the speed super low and the voltage super low, so that way it was basically sparking and everything, splattering everywhere to purposefully get that. But I feel like it's not deep enough, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's why I feel like this might be a better option. But because at the top, these rows right here, that's what this is, so I figured that'd be the best to cover the whole thing. But now I obviously have to fill the whole entire thing, so that's probably gonna take a good hour in itself, but we'll see. All right, this is where I'm at. I'm gonna talk kind of quiet because she's not too far away, since I said it's for my mom. But this is where we're at. I got it all kind of polished, so top's textured, sanded down. I don't really know a better way to make that look, if I'm being honest. So that's where I'm at right now. Got it all polished up, got all the surface rust off. Just wiped it down with some mineral spirits. So, but yeah, I think that's it. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more metal projects. Let me know if you like this more or if you like the car videos more.